to day 3 of A Week in Miracles. Hey, so good to see y'all here. Maybe it's a good time to go on. So we're doing A Week in Miracles. Day 1 was about a shift in perception, and really the shift is shifting from fear to love. So it says a miracle is a shift in perception, and that's what it's all about. So today we're talking about forgiveness. So I'm going to talk a little bit about A Course in Miracles, a version of forgiveness, because that's what this whole week is all about. Um, so I'm going to talk about what it means from A Course in Miracles standpoint and how we can use these A Course in Miracles principles in order to, improve our lives and improve our businesses as well. So, starting with A Course in Miracles, and when you come on in, say hi. I'd love to say hi to you and see who's here. All right, so Course in Miracles says that forgiveness is a false idea about God's Son. And basically, it's saying what happened did not occur. So we talked about on Monday the foundations of A Course in Miracles, and Course in Miracles says we are living in this dream world. And so if this is a dream world, then we realize that what we thought, like if it's a dream, like we've had a really, say you had a really crystal clear dream and you woke up and you couldn't even decipher, like for the first couple seconds you woke up and you're like, oh my gosh, that felt so real. So of course Miracle says we're living in a dream world like state like that. So if that's the case, and there was something that upset you that you felt like you couldn't forgive, but you knew it was a dream world, you're like, well, it's a dream, so I'm not gonna be upset. And there's this lesson 5 in the text, not the text, the workbook. So it's the second portion, the workbook for students. It says, I am never upset for the reason I think. And this is why we forgive. So a lot of times we're upset because we have this unconscious guilt within ourselves. And the unconscious guilt is, like I mentioned, we think we separated from God, like, God, I don't need you, and I'm going to go off and do this whole life thing by myself. And so we have this guilt, like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Did I, like, disrespect God? And so that's kind of the unconscious guilt. And then we project that guilt onto the world, like, oh, that person's bad, they're bad, I'm good, punish them, don't punish me, I'm right, they're wrong. Another thing in A Course in Miracles, and I also mentioned it in my A to Z Happy book, it's one of the very first lines I wrote, would you rather be happy or right? Because right in the world is way different than, right in, spirituality and truth, because in truth there is only love, only oneness. And so, like, just be happy. Let other people think they're right, because a lot of times them being right is the ego wanting to say, like, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, don't punish me. Like, look at them. I'm perfect. They're not. So that's just kind of like with forgiveness. And so it's a really radical concept to wrap your head around. But, like, I just want to plant the seed today in this week to just open your mind a little bit about the nature of reality here, on the earth plane, in truth with I am spirit. And A Course in Miracles does say all paths are necessary. So it does have a lot of Christian terminology in here because it was channeled through Jesus. But Jesus wasn't like there's no religion. I mean, if anything, he was a Jew more than, Christianity came after Jesus died. So, like it's not about religion at all. It's just The Course in Miracles is a self-study spiritual text, but it has so much truth and it brings so much peace and so much love and so much abundance, peace of mind, freedom. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So that's why I love bringing these Course in Miracles principles into the dream world and into our businesses. Because if you do have the desire to start a business, or you are in business and you want to grow your business, or you're feeling stuck and you want to get more clients, you want to get deeper into the work, and the Course in Miracles principles will definitely help you out in that. Okay, so I did take a couple notes. Um, so the first thing, so how can the Course in Miracles help you to really grow your business and have a successful business? And I mentioned, of course, having a business means you're getting clients, you're spreading the news, you're helping people. Because if you're not making money in your business, it's really just a hobby. So the whole point of a business is to make money, doing what you love, helping people. And a lot of times this is really a shift in perception too, is like selling is serving. And so for a while I felt like I wanted to give and just, like, not necessarily charge a lot, because I just wanted to help people. But like, people value what they pay for. And so you can just think of in your own life, like if you were to have, let's say, like a Gucci or like a Louis Vuitton wallet that costs you a lot of money, or versus like a free gift you got some from somebody or something from like Ross or Payless. And so like you would value it differently based on the money that you spent on it. And you might like you just think back and you probably it's probably true for you unless like you're really, like free of like any kind of money or like constraints like that. But for the most part, like we value what we pay for. And so it really is doing a service when you're allowing someone to pay you for the knowledge that you have and they're able to dive deeper with you to get that true transformation on whatever it is that they're looking for. So a lot of people that I work with, they're heart-centered entrepreneurs. They're either Reiki healers, energy healers, love coaches, self-love coaches, dating coaches. I have people that or yeah, they want to transform their lives. They're like Kundalini tantra coaches. So I have a lot of people that are in the healing arts, and so that's why I say spiritual entrepreneurs, but really anyone that's heart centered, anyone that has a purpose driven business, this is gonna help you. So thanks for being here. Super excited. Okay, let me dive into some more of these principles. Say hi when you're coming in. Hi, Brett. Okay, so how can A Course in Miracles principles help you to grow your business? Let's go. Okay, and let me know if you know about A Course in Miracles or if you found like this series over the last couple of days enlightening, because I just think it's fun. It's fascinating. Okay, so first thing, so forgiveness clears your mind of resentment, guilt, and fear, which, when you can release that, you're opening space for abundance. You're opening space for, Holy Spirit to come and give you the guidance so you can really follow your intuition. You don't have that brain fog or your energy is not in other different places. You're open to creativity, innovation, and better decision making. So that's one of the things forgiveness can do for your business. Really help you to get those inspired ideas. I call them like downloads. And so the way that I get them is basically like I'll ask, like I said before, like, what would you have me do? What would you have me say? To whom? Where would you have me go? And so I ask, expecting an answer, and then I just get quiet and I'm like, just listening. And if I don't feel an answer right away, then I will still be expectant that it's coming to me. And so I'll just keep following like the best, next guidance that comes to me. And so, yeah, so the download's basically like all of a sudden you'll get this hit of an idea like, I should call that person, like, I should reach out to this person. So, a lot of like with the different clients that I've had, I mean, first of all, it's just staying in the energy of it. And like, energy is so important. Your mindset is so important when growing a business. Like unless you've actually done it and been there, you won't really understand. But you can probably understand regardless either way. But it's like even I'm sure like there's been something like you thought about somebody and then they called you. So it's kind of like that telepathy. But it's like that's the energy when you're feeling so good. Like I'm feeling like I'm giving, I'm expectant. I'm making the offers. I'm helping people. Like this is the way I can do it. So having crystal clarity in what you offer, how you offer it, what results they're going to get people, being confident within yourself. I know there was a while where I didn't feel super confident in what I was doing because I was trying to be perfect. And then one of my coaches revealed to me too, like there's still unresolved trauma that you don't think you're worthy enough. Because even if like you weren't being perfect in that moment, and there's always more to learn, always more to grow. Like you're feeling like where you're at, you're not worthy enough because of your unresolved trauma. And so that's one of the things that I do with the people that I work with. I'd mentioned before too, a lot of my clients, they've had trauma in the past that whether it was like, being molested, being abused, being made fun of, um, there's something in their past that they've gone through that was really traumatic, the bullying like I did. And so from there, they made that mean something about them. They made that mean that they're not good enough, their voice is not good enough, like what they say doesn't matter. People don't want to hear what they have to say, like just certain things like that. And so like through the Course in Miracles and just different teachings of stepping into your a new identity. And now even with this Course in Miracles teaching, it's really like stepping into your truth. So it's not just like a new identity, but it's like your highest version of yourself, like the truth of you. Like you are all knowing, you are all powerful, you are a child of God. And so when you can step into that ultimate truth version of yourself, then that's where all the confidence lies. That's where you are guided and loved, and what you say matters and you matter. And so that's a little bit about how you can heal, by forgiving and then just stepping into the power of your truth. Hey y'all, thanks for coming in. Who's here, Christian? All right, okay, so we're talking about A Week in Miracles and how A Course in Miracles can help you grow your business. So some of the principles, and today is all about forgiveness and removing the blocks to your abundance. Very exciting. Okay, so another thing that forgiveness does when growing your business is also it fosters compassion and understanding. So really, because we are all one, it's like when you have the vision of somebody else, like they're doing the best they can with what they know, then you're more compassionate, you're more able to forgive because you realize like even if they do something, it's just a mistake. And how you see another is really how you see yourself. So if you're being super hard on yourself, you'll probably be super hard on someone else because really we're all one, right? It's all about unity. And so you'll be able to be more compassionate and build better relationships because if somebody, let's say, like you're just forgiving, you're not taking things so seriously, you're realizing like, like they're a part of me, an extension of me, and you want to do the best for them because it's coming back to you. There's just that law of giving, receiving, just being in the flow. And then karma is like a really interesting topic too. And so, and of course Miracles says, it doesn't really believe in like past like lifetimes because it's saying this is all dream world anyways. Like what's one lifetime, what's a million lifetimes? Because if it's all just a dream world anyways, then like that you don't have to dive too deep into it. But I do believe that there's like programming through the media, through our family, and even like the past lifetimes of, let's say, like, I don't know, people have talked about just like different wounds and then having to like replay that karma because it needs to just be forgiven and let go. So super deep concept, but it's all about forgiveness. And so it's like it really doesn't matter about any like past lifetimes. It's really just about how can you forgive right now in this holy instant, that everyone's doing the best they can with what they know, that everyone's a child of God, and that like they are holy, holy, innocent, perfect, and peaceful. Even if they are making a mistake in the moment, their true essence is love, just like we are, right? All right. Okay. So the next concept in forgiveness to remove blocks to our abundance in life and business is, hey y'all, that makes sense. Thank you. Okay, so it definitely enhances your leadership ability when you're able to come from a place of love. You inspire your team. You're forgiving. Like, so if they make a mistake, you're not going to harp on them. You're going to let them, just show them love. Be empowering versus, I know, punishing. It also liberates energy for growth, and I had mentioned this briefly, but yeah, like, forgiveness can be very heavy. If you're holding on to guilt, if you're holding on to shame, blame, anger, guilt, punishment, any of that, it's very heavy energy. And so when you can release it, so good. And one of the things actually I'd love to do today, so every day I've given a little bit of homework. So one of the things is write a forgiveness letter. This is also from positive psychology. So there's been a lot of studies around how writing this forgiveness letter is very powerful for just having a positive life. But write down like who you need to forgive. And I would say write one to yourself because there's so many things about, us that we haven't forgiven that are like, keeping us in a box of limitation, scarcity, like lack, because we're like haven't forgiven ourselves for whatever it is that mistake we had done. We're doing the best we can with what we know. So just forgive yourself, whatever it is. I've had clients do this exercise in group settings, just with me and them, and they just cry and cry because they can't believe that they put themselves through whatever they put themselves through, and it's like that's okay. It's the past, like the past. Like forgive it and let it go, and then really from a deep sense, of course, the miracles, the the past isn't real. Only the present moment, this holy instant is real. So, the past is like a mental construct we've made up in our mind, and so is, everything in form. But like forgive it and let it go so you can really make space for positive vibes, good thoughts, what you do want instead of what was lacking. A lot of times we're living in the past or the future. It's like past like regret or future worry, but it's like none of that's even real because all that's real is right now, right here, like in this moment. So how do you want to live? How do you want to be? How do you want to vibrate? So we talked yesterday about like vibration, and so basically it's like what you think, what you impress on your subconscious mind is what you're going to like, what's going to vibrate into your body, and that's going to cause how you act and what you attract to you. So got to be very aware of our thoughts. Yesterday was all about choosing because we get to choose, we got free will. So Yeah, so being very aware of our thoughts. And then when you get to forgive, you get to release all the fear, all the judgment, all the blame. So, yeah, it's a really beautiful way to just be at peace, remove any of the blocks and come at your business, come at life with just a clear state of, innovation and creativity, being a clear channel for intuition, Holy Spirit to guide you into your next best step and get those downloads like I was talking about. All right, so those were the main topics that I wanted to talk about today. I really appreciate y'all tuning in, and sorry I was late because I don't know what was going on with technology today, but it was not letting me do anything online earlier. But I'm glad that I got to come in today because I'm really, just passionate about bringing this message to you. I know it has absolutely changed my life, and I know that it'll change yours if you really, take the time to like bring these teachings into your life. So yeah, so day one was really connecting to spirit. So just doing meditation and, asking for what you want, being intentional in your meditation and just saying, like, like, I want to know you. I want to know your awareness. I want to know your presence. And then realizing, like, the thoughts that are coming, like, you are the awareness behind the thoughts. And the thoughts are like, past and present usually. They're usually not grounded in the present moment because when you're in the present moment, like all is well, right? So that was day one. Yesterday we talked about, helping. So being in business. So it's like, who are you helping? So we're choosing fear over love, and so you're extending in love, you're extending in service, you're extending in your purpose, you're in alignment with your mission, and so that was like, who are you serving? So it's like usually you're serving your past self, and so who is that past self? What do they need? What do you want? What do you know that can help them? And so today we're talking about forgiveness. So let's forgive yourself so you can open up, release the mental blocks, really focus on relationships and being the best leader you can be, getting in that high vibe state. Because once you've, like, so I talked about that energy spectrum yesterday. So, like, love, enlightenment, peace, joy, those are all really on the top of the energetic scale. Forgiveness, shame, blame, judgment, that's very low vibe. And so we want to just like remove all of that so we can get into like a higher vibrational state. And then once you're on that high vibe state, that's where you'll get those like higher vibe inspired ideas on who to partner with, who to talk to, what to do, when. So that's basically it. Well, I'll just leave you guys with this one quote from A Course in Miracles. It says, I choose to see peace instead of this. And then one of the other ones I talked about, lesson five, I'm never upset for the reason I think. And so let yourself just enjoy life, forgive the past, be present in the moment. And if you have any questions about business, A Course in Miracles, or just how you can grow your business with Course in Miracles principles, or even just changing your mindset, stay tuned and feel free to message me. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about trusting in divine timing. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about being of service. So I hope this was super powerful for you guys today and over the last couple of days. And I'll talk to you soon.